stop slipping, and stop cutting your socks. We have 15 different color options between 3 grip socks and 2 sleeve types. Something for everybody at a price that just makes sense. Available now at puregripsocks.com. For some reason, I thought that was going to work better. 3 signature colorways in 1 week. Let's judge them. Where I guess we'll start with the pair that doesn't come in a box, and that is Antoine Griezmann's Kipstas CLR Elites in a very special colorway to celebrate 200 career goals for Atletico Madrid, where unlike the other 2 boots that I'll be showing you later in the video, these are limited to just 200 pairs worldwide, and as far as I know, weren't actually released to the public and also only produced in Griezmann's size. A size that doesn't seem to be listed anywhere on the boots. Where under normal circumstances in other colorways, these Kipstas can be had for in and around $90 at your local Decathlon, and if you can find them on sale, they can be had for significantly less than that, with the idea behind them being to provide top-end performance and quality at a much more budget-friendly price. And to a certain extent, they definitely achieve that, but at the same time, they are also comparable to a Nike Academy or an Adidas League Tier takedown that would retail for in and around the same price. I actually recently made a comparison video between these and the Phantom 6 Academies if you're looking to learn a little bit more about them. Nonetheless, as far as this signature colorway is concerned, I have to give Kipsta a lot of credit because these smaller brands tend to take a lot of criticism for making football boots that most people just think are ugly. And of course, leave your own opinion down in the comment section, but I must say the colors and graphics are actually pretty appealing here, where the main base of the upper is a combination of white and kind of like a semi-chrome silvery color. There's a little detail of these little blue spikes running throughout, and then of course you have the giant Kipsta logo in navy blue right here on the outside of the forefoot. Flip it around and you'll find 200 written out in metallic gold. It also says Antoine Griezmann with his number 7 along with the French flag. You have his signature logo on the back of the heel, and then on the outside of the heel it says 200 with the left boot featuring the AG logo in Atletico Madrid colors, and the AG logo on the right boot in Spanish red and yellow. You'll also find some mismatching across the top of the foot, with the left boot simply having the Kipsta logo, and then the right boot having the names of his 4 children, with the sole plate having a very strong accent color of metallic chrome at the tip of the toe and forefoot that slowly transitions and fades into a translucent plastic. Where again, considering the super low price tag, I think they look pretty good. Where speaking of low price tags, if you're interested in any of the boots in today's video, you can pick them up below their normal retail prices by way of some exclusive SR4U coupon codes via the links down below. And really quickly before we keep going, if you enjoyed these quicker unboxing style videos, don't forget to drop a like on this one. And if you appreciate the unsugar-coated, unsponsored, brutally honest opinions on this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you don't miss out on my reviews of all the latest football boots of 2025. Moving on, we have a black on black Adidas box with, of course, a lovely blue string bag with your Predator branding on either side. But of course, the thing you all want to see are Jude Bellingham's brand new Predator 25 Elite FTs, inspired by his Birmingham roots. With the colorway itself definitely being on the traditional side as far as Predator releases go, where if you swapped out the royal blue for red, this would be a classic Predator colorway, but instead you do have that royal blue accent with the black, the white, and a little bit of metallic silver kind of thrown into the mix. Nonetheless, I think it's a very good looking pair of football boots, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but out of the 3 Jude Bellingham colorways that we've had of the Predator 25, this one's my favorite. With the black upper definitely having more of that kind of satin matte finish with a soft touch on the surface. You of course have the royal blue as an accent in the tongue, the stripe along the sides, the rubber striking elements, as well as the heel tab, which also features Jude's signature logo along with his goal celebration stance. On the right boot, you're going to find the Jude Bellingham signature logo on the tongue, with the left boot just having the standard Adidas logo. The same can be said for the insoles on both boots. And then flip it over to the bottom and you'll find this fade from solid matte white, which is the wearable finish aspect of this sole plate, to kind of like a translucent glossy blue. The Jude Bellingham logo there underneath the plastic itself, which will not wear away, in white, and the postal code of Birmingham on the underside of the strap. A signature colorway that'll run you an extra $10 over a normal Pred 25 Elite FT, where instead of $280, these retail for $290. And while I do really like the way that they look, the one criticism that I would have for this football boot, aside from of course the Jude Bellingham signature touches, is that there maybe isn't a ton of storytelling here. I get the blue of Birmingham incorporated into the colorway, and I also get the fact that they don't want to kind of screw up the general nostalgic aesthetic of the Pred 25 Elite FT, but I do think they could have done a little bit more as far as personal touches go, other than just the little detail on the strap, because really if we took that away, there'd be nothing about this boot that ties it to any story whatsoever. We're speaking of bad storytelling. We're left with a Nike box that contains yet another signature Kylian Mbappe colorway. Open it up and you get what is admittedly a really cool string bag that in some ways might actually be cooler than the boots themselves. But as for the boots, here are the Kylian Mbappe Nike Mercurial Superfly 10 Elites in melon tint and igloo blue. And that's it. Nike haven't given these a name, and there's realistically no significance to the colors, the graphics. All they did was make a cool looking pair of Mercurials that in a lot of ways kind of looks like it's supposed to be part of the latest Adidas colorway pack, and called it a Kylian Mbappe signature by slapping the KM logo here on the heel. Where again, if they didn't put that one detail there, you'd have no idea that this was supposed to be an Mbappe signature. Having said that, I do actually really like the way that they look, and I will say it's one of those colorways that does admittedly look better in person. The melon tint orange that they've gone for is very subtle, and depending on the lighting, looks a little bit more yellow, but can also look a little bit more orange. It's basically cantaloupe orange if you wanted to compare it to something that you kind of know the color of. It's got this really cool detail that we haven't really seen before happening within the grip knit that does not affect the grip in any way, with this kind of darker pattern underneath that gives you this kind of heat mapped look to a certain extent. The Nike swooshes are positioned a little bit differently than some of the normal colorways, where you have this kind of 3D textured one here on the lateral side, but then on the medial side, it's just printed on for whatever reason. Kind of a weird little mismatch, but that's how they decided to do it. The Air Zoom branding has been moved up underneath the Nike swoosh with this kind of wavy pattern backed by that tie-dye coloring in the area of the upper that is not covered in grip knit. So as far as grip knit coverage is concerned, because I've been talking about this a lot from one Mercurial colorway to the next, this one leaves pretty well maximum exposure, which I like, because if you're going to put grip knit on a pair of football boots, why cover it up? You of course get that KM logo on the heel, Mercurial in blue in a 3D texturing up the back as well. Your Mercurial M logo there on the front side of the collar. It's also worth noting that even though Mbappe does wear the Superfly, you can get this colorway as a low cut vapor as well. And then moving to the bottom of the boot, you're going to get this kind of igloo blue color, which is like an icy blue that in all honesty, I don't love the look of. It kind of has a greenish tinge to it, almost minty, that with the orange maybe is a bit of an acquired taste, but again, I do think it looks better in person with a brighter blue for the stud tips, and then of course more of that kind of tie-dye effect in the forefoot with giant Air Zoom branding and one more little KM logo. And then inside the boots, perhaps as a bit of a nod to the Cristiano Ronaldo signature colorway days, you are going to find that little kind of rectangular tab where it does say created to the exact specifications of Kylian Mbappe with his logo and signature there at the bottom. Or if I had to rank these three as actual signature colorways, I would say Mbappe 3, Bellingham 2 and Griezmann 1, his definitely has the most amount of little details that truly make it a signature colorway. But if I had to rank them based on how they look, I'd probably go Bellingham 1, Griezmann 2, Mbappe 3. That's just me though. Let me know how you'd rank them down in the comments.